To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Waltz World podcast. We are back again, and we're going to talk a little news, a little Disney Did You Know, and then, of course, one of the most popular segments of our podcast, the most magical reviews we found today. And I'm pretty stoked for that. It's going to be life-changing, to say the least. But with me, as she is always, is my friend Kelly. What's up, Kelly? How are you?
Hey, y'all. I'm pretty good. Just, living.
Living the dream. Well, Kelly, I went to Costco today, and we were talking about that earlier, and you said you've never been to Costco.
That's a fact. I've never been to a Costco.
What a shame. You've never lived.
Isn't it just like Sam's,
though? You haven't lived. No. Oh, no. No, it is not just like Sam's. How dare you? See, there's Sam's people and then there's Costco people. And the two shall never be together. They will not be unequally yoked, as the Bible says. Like, if Krista, my wife, was a Sam's person and me being a Costco person, that would have been a deal breaker. It would have been over before it even started. You're one or the other.
This is so much bigger.
This is
so much bigger than I thought it was going to be.
It is. It's a huge ordeal. And I've been kind of in a funk. We were talking about earlier that I had this huge video project that I've been working on for months and months and months. And everything had been leading up to this past weekend when the filming happened. And not only did I film it all in an 8-hour period, but then I decided, stupid me, thought I'm going to sit down and also edit it all in the same day, which was another 8 hours. So then come Sunday morning, I wake up and I was just super depressed because this thing I've been planning for 3 or 4 months is now over all of a sudden. It was just super sad and depressing. So Krista was like, hey, let's go to Costco. I know that'll make you feel better. And it did. It made me feel so much better to see these 30-gallon jars of mayonnaise.
Who needs that much
but I
mayonnaise?
Felt like I needed.
Was that the coolest thing that you found today?
I hate mayonnaise. I don't need those things. But no, they had really great Christmas stuff. I'm a huge Christmas person. If Krista would let me, our house would already start being decorated a little bit here and there for Christmas. November 1st, tree goes up in our house. That's when it happens, November the 1st. Because the way I see it, you put all this effort into decorating your house with lights and your trees and all this stuff. And if you don't do it until after Thanksgiving, you get to enjoy it for a month? All that work for a month? Nah. No, thank you. Ours will last all of November, all of December, and then the middle of January goes down. I'm enjoying it. You're a Christmas party people, aren't you, Kelly? I can see it in your face. You hate Christmas.
I don't.
You're like Krista. You both have souls that are black.
Halloween is my Christmas, or is that fair to say? No, I love Christmas. It's one of those things where I can't have it exist until it's time. I need to process Halloween. I need to process Thanksgiving, and then I can process Christmas. I don't know. When I was growing up, we would put the Christmas tree up after Thanksgiving dinner was cleaned up. That was our tradition. As a family, we would all do that together. So I think that's why I'm not okay with it until then. Because the Christmas tree starts it. You can't do other stuff until you have the tree. Otherwise, you just look crazy.
Yeah, that's the way it was. That's the way it was in my family too. Thanksgiving happened, and then as soon as Thanksgiving dinner was over, we would do Christmas stuff. And the first year Krista and I were married, that's the way we did it. But when we moved into our new house, I kind of was like, if I'm going to put all this effort to put lights in our bushes and our Christmas tree up, by God, I'm gonna enjoy it. Like, Kelly, I've already started watching Christmas movies
That is
on Hallmark Channel. Yes, I watch those and I love them. I don't care. Judge me.
I am judging you because right now is the time for scary movie marathons.
I can only watch Hocus Pocus so many times without wanting to blow my brains out.
That is not the only scary movie in the world. You can watch other ones.
That's it.
That's the only.
Not if you're watching Freeform.
Oh,
It's
wow.
either that.
Yeah.
I will say this: they have been playing like The Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors though this
On
year, which has been
Freeform?
really cool.
Oh yeah, because they own 21st Century Fox now. So
Yeah.
I guess that makes
they
sense.
own them now.
Yeah, that Treehouse of Horror is pretty classic. So I'll give you that. You can slide
I
your
love
Christmas
those.
movies in on the side, as long as there's like a little dash of Halloween in there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes. I do enjoy Halloween. I just wish there were I don't like the scary movie like Scream or Halloween.
If you
any
think
of those
Scream
movies.
is scary, I'm really concerned for your health.
You know what I mean? Like, there's not like a Halloween movie. There's not just like one Halloween movie. If I watch it, I'm like, okay, I am in the Halloween spirit now. Like, there's not just like, I'm not just that Halloween guy, I guess. I love Halloween and I love the trick-or-treating and the candy, and I have great memories of that as a kid. But I think what's happened is like nowadays Halloween TV shows come out like the week before Halloween. Back in the day, it used to be like the week of Halloween, and on Halloween they used to have like actual TV shows and specials that would come on. And so it made it more special. But now it's just like, all right, Halloween is like the week before on television. And it doesn't make sense to me.
I get that. Or if you're Disney World, it's
Whatever.
2 months before.
Whatever. Yeah. That's totally fine. We run our house by the Disney schedule. October 31st ends, November 1st begins, Christmas.
Just bam.
I'm a true Disney fan. Boom, Christmas. Wake up. I've magically have Christmas pajamas on. It's amazing.
I do remember when I was
amazing.
working at Disney, that was kind of fun. Like getting to really watch the decoration changes. Like my very first and second work days at Disney were October 31st and November 1st. So like I went into work and it was Halloween everywhere. And then as soon as I got in the next morning, it was just full on Christmas everywhere. That was kind of cool to see. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that would be very cool. That would be very cool. And a shameless plug for the music video I was working on. You head over to YouTube, check that out. Scott Parker. Its title is Scott Parker Never Too Broken official video. Check that out. It is really, really, really. It's probably one of my favorite videos I've ever done. It's the first story type short film story video I've done in a long time, or ever actually, and it came out really, really good. I'm really proud of it. Anyways, let's get into what we're actually supposed to talk about, which is not Hallmark Christmas movies, or Kelly's disdain for everything happy and joyful in life.
Everything.
Let's talk about, first off, news. One big thing that is happening right now at Disney World, news-wise, is back last week, the menu names at the Star Wars Galaxy's Edge restaurant, Docking Bay 7, all the Star Wars themed names were removed. They were removed from the menu.
Wait, what does that mean?
That means, like, instead of being able to have a braised shack roast or a smoked kadoo rib or a yob shrimp noodle salad or a fried Endorian tip yip, you would have fried chicken, chilled shrimp and noodles, pork ribs, pot roast. That's what they were called instead of the Star Wars theme names. Which I think is completely stupid.
Okay. I can tell you exactly why they did that, though. So, in case anyone doesn't know, my job at Disney when I worked there, worked in the research department. So those really annoying people that you really love to ignore asking you to take surveys, yeah, that was me. What happened is, and anytime anything new opens, there's always a potload of them out there taking surveys because we need to understand, what you like, what you don't like, what works, what doesn't work, all that fun stuff. They had to have done enough of those surveys and received enough responses saying that people didn't understand the menu that they tried to change it. Like that's why those things happen. So for certain, there were enough people making complaints about the menu style, like not understanding, that they made those changes. I will say, when Galaxy's Edge opened in Disneyland, I overheard some of the review stuff going on. They were getting a lot of feedback in terms of not just the menus, but the cast members kind of taking the menus too far. I think I told you about this. There were some complaints about food, asking allergy related questions. Like people would ask about what is in this food? Like, can I eat this if I have blank allergy? But then the cast members in their, show phase would just sort of oh, I don't know what a strawberry is. We don't have that on my planet. And it's that's not, it wasn't the most helpful.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm sure they're still trying to navigate, how do we make it show appropriate, but also understandable for the average guest or for anyone who needs to know what they're doing. So I get it. I get why they would need to do that, but I feel like they can find a better method. Maybe leave the names, but have a point blank description of exactly what it is underneath of it or something.
Yeah. Well,
or tell the cast members hey, if somebody asks you if there's strawberries in this, please tell them yes or no or whatever.
But the thing is, they did have a description. It specifically would say, fried chicken, mashed potatoes. It specifically said that what it was. Here's what frustrates me. That's what frustrated me about Pandora. Krista and I were able to go during the pass holder previews to Pandora. We were the second group to ever walk in, and the cast members were so in character and so on point. Well, now that whole theming is gone. They have no backstory anymore. And that's super sad because that's part of the Disney thing, the theming, the immersion. And when they got rid of that at Star Wars Land, I'm thinking, and I know it's not called Star Wars Land, but that's what I'm going to call it forever. When they got rid of that at Star Wars Land, I'm thinking, okay, here we go. It's going to go back to Pandora is. It's just cast members are there, they're doing their job, and they're leaving. They're not a part of the story. However, Disney, literally a couple days later, that was on the 17th, Disney, then on the 21st, decided, you know what? We're going to bring them back again. So they've brought all those names and everything back, thankfully, back to what they used to be. Instead of just, fried chicken, it's now the Andorian tip-yip. So thankfully they've reinstated that due to this influx of people then complaining that
that it wasn't
it wasn't immersive
that
enough.
The food wasn't themed anymore. Yeah.
I think this is more of a overall sign of how Disney is so quick to jump to one side or the other based on who they're hearing the most from. And it's whoever's the loudest, Disney's immediately going to jump and okay, let's rename the whole park because someone's upset we used the word Walt. It's just frustrating to me that Disney comes across that way. And they shouldn't.
To that, I'm going to take a minute to be an annoying survey person and say, that's why you should answer surveys when you're asked. Because if you have if you have an opinion that you think a lot of people share and they're only receiving the louder opinion, if it's not what most people share, they're going to go with what they hear, not with what they don't hear. So if you have an opinion, take a survey.
Yeah, and ever since we've become friends, Chris and I always stop to take surveys. And if we're in the mood, we'll even like stop a survey person and be like, "Hey, do you want us to take a survey?" And usually they say no because
No.
because they're like,
You can't do that. Don't do that.
no, like that. We just felt bad because we hear your horror stories, which we're going to hear more of as we
Yeah.
go through the show, I'm sure, as what you
for
can
sure.
say to us, at least what you can tell us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
So that was the big news thing that happened this week that I think was important to talk about. Thankfully, they're bringing them back. Let us know what you think. Do you think they should have kept them? Kelly, do you think they should have kept them gone, left the names as they are, or changed them to like common everyday terminology?
Oh, no, I definitely think they should keep them, like, keep the names interesting, but have some sort of compromise, like really list out what it is underneath and have pictures or something.
Okay. Yeah.
I think you can be immersive and still be transparent.
Yeah, I agree completely. All right, so let's move on to the Did You Know? Disney Did You Know with Kelly. No theme music.
That's me. No.
That's it.
I'm
That's all of us.
I'm my own theme music. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Disney
So,
Did You Know?
did you know that it's October right now?
And this has
asking you,
been
John.
Did You Know? Yes, thank you
No,
for
I'm
that
just
little
kidding.
shot. Appreciate it.
My fun fact of today has to do with some typical Disney Halloween goings on. So a lot of us know over in Disneyland in California, every year around this time, they do the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay on the Haunted Mansion. Did you know that, John?
I did know that.
The first time it occurred was in 2001. And the only other park that does the same is Tokyo Disneyland. They also do a Haunted Mansion or a holiday Nightmare Before Christmas overlay on their Haunted Mansion. And the Magic Kingdom in Orlando, Florida does not do a Haunted Mansion overlay. And there are several people that I know that are kind of sad about that. I don't know. What do you think?
I've never seen the overlay in person, so it's hard for me to say, but I feel like that's a really tough one because there's so many things that I'm a very like nostalgic for. Like I don't want certain things changed, and I wonder if I would feel that way about the Haunted Mansion, but it's not all the time. So I think I would be okay with it. I just would like to see it in person with not just watching a video of it.
Yeah. So you're not alone in that. There are a lot of people that want an overlay at the Magic Kingdom, but several years ago, when they thought about bringing the overlay to the Magic Kingdom, they, get this, did a survey. And the biggest response they received was that guests didn't want that because guests coming from out of town, like Walt Disney World is one of those once in a lifetime kind of trips for a lot of people. And so a lot of people said that they didn't want that because when they go there, they want to experience the classic ride. If they're going to be there once, they want to know what it looks like all the time, which totally makes sense. It's a little bit of a bummer for those of us that are like really into Halloween, and really want to see the overlay, which I'm super pumped to get to see this weekend when I leave for Disneyland. So as a compromise for those of us that wanted a Nightmare Before Christmas overlay at Magic Kingdom, during a refurb a few years ago, they added 13 hidden Jack Skellingtons in the Haunted Mansion at Magic Kingdom.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I don't know where all 13 are, but I do know where 6 of them are. And they're pretty tricky to find. Like, they're very well hidden.
Wait, they're still in there?
And yes, they're still in there. There are 13 total. But I only know about 6. So if you know about more of them, you're going to have to let me know.
Dish the tea.
They're very hard to spot. Some of them, like, are almost invisible in the dark of the ride, but they're there. So the first one is in the foyer. So when you first enter the Haunted Mansion, like once you've gone through the queue, before you get in the stretching room, in the foyer above the fireplace, there's that portrait of the foyer. There's that portrait of Master Gracie that like changes from him being, normal to an older man to a skeleton.
Right.
The skeletal form in the very middle of his forehead is a little Jack Skellington smiley face.
Wow.
So if you hang out in there long enough, you can spot Jack Skellington in there. The next one, actually, the next two are in the library. So where the marble busts of the
Ghost Riders.
Most famous Ghost Riders the literary world has ever known, that part. There are two books. There is a book on the table by that empty chair in the library that is a Nightmare Before Christmas like novel. It has the lettering on the front.
Wow.
And then next to that table on the floor, there is a book with a Jack Skellington silhouette on the front.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a white
How would you ever be able to
silhouette.
see these? It's too dark.
Oh, you'd have to be really careful. First of all, don't fall out of the doom buggy.
Get out of the doom
the
buggy. Walk over there. They won't stop the ride. It'll be fine. They'll never know.
Unless you touch all the pressured censored mats that are all around it, but different story for a different time. So there are at least two in the library. If you spot any more, I don't know where they are. The next one is a book in the attic. It's another book with another Jack Skellington silhouette. It's on the floor, and it's apparently on your left-hand side when you make that first curve, like into the attic. So there's that. There are two more in the attic.
I always look in the attic because there's got to be like some really
there's
cool
so much stuff hidden there. That's like one of my dream like backstage things is just going into the attic like with the lights on and looking at all the stuff in there. I would love to do that.
I want to get evac from that ride. Anywhere on that ride. Well, either in the cemetery or the attic would be the two places I would want to get evacuated from in that ride.
That would be pretty fun.
Would be. Sorry, continue.
Yeah. No, you're good. Okay, so in the attic, among that crazy amounts of stuff, on the right-hand side, just as the bride comes into view, so like you curve towards the left and then you curve towards the right.
Yeah.
As soon as you see the bride on the right, like kind of deep in there, there is a snow globe with a Jack Skellington inside of it.
Oh.
And further back on the right-hand side, way back in the corner, there's a basket with blankets in it and a Jack Skellington doll. Just chilling.
Holy moly. All this time.
So those are the 6 that I know about. There are, let's see, I can't do math. There are 7 more. Now I really want to find the rest of them.
Wow. I feel like you would never be able to see the books. Like, it's just so dark, you won't be able to, like, tell those. You just have to, like, take the word
and don't
for
use flashlights. Don't be a nuisance.
Oh, my gosh. Don't get me started
supposedly, those people drive me crazy. There was one time I accidentally set off my flash in a...
Kelly, no.
I know. I felt so bad.
Kelly.
Josh actually yelled at me, like,
good,
out loud,
as he should.
Yeah.
As he should.
It was really embarrassing. I felt so bad.
What a noob.
Yeah.
Wow. I am like, I've never heard that before. That's amazing. Wow.
So we don't get an overlay, but we do get hidden skeletons.
Hidden skeletons. When we go in November, I'm going to check these out. I'm in shock right now. Well, did you know about the Haunted Mansion? Did you know that when you get off at the end with the little people mover section there, when you're stepping out of your doom buggy, there's like a stone wall at the end of that little mover area, and it's actually padded. It's not actually stone. Boom. It's because idiots run into it. So it's padded. Just check it out next
Are we
time.
just gonna pass? We're just gonna pass Haunted Mansion. Did you knows back and forth now?
Sure.
Well, did you know that along the entire path of the Haunted Mansion are pressure sensor mats? So if the ride stops, it's quite likely somebody hit one of those pads.
Worth it. Unless you're a ghost, and then you could just float above those pressure censored pads.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's getting scary now. Do you prefer the overlay?
Thousandth happy haunt?
Yes.
Do I prefer the overlay? I've never actually seen the overlay. This weekend will be the first time I've ever seen it. I'm very excited.
I'm so jealous of you.
I love the Haunted Mansion Disneyland, so.
It's okay.
Wow.
I
think I just love that it's like, it's so OG, you know?
I mean, they were literally built at the same time.
Shush.
Disney World and Disneyland were built at the exact same time.
Shush.
However,
who cares?
The Disney World one, spoiler alert, if you don't like to know how secrets are done, like how things in the Haunted Mansion are done, like the dining room scene with the ghost dancing, if you don't like to know how that's done, just skip forward like 30 seconds. So the mirror that's used, the glass and the mirror that's used to make the reflections for the ghosts in that dining hall scene, it is so large. It's literally just one piece. There's no seam in it. And if it was to crack or anything, they would have to take the roof off of the building to get the mirror out. So no pressure, Imagineers.
That's insane. Yeah.
They would have to take the whole roof off the building. Whereas at Disneyland, they have like a way to get it out. Pretty interesting. All right. So if you fast forward, welcome back to the podcast after we've spilt some serious information. But that was like, I'm still kind of like trying to absorb everything that you just said. Like that was, it's rare that something like new, I hear something new like that. And that's the first time I've ever heard that. That's amazing. That's amazing.
You're welcome.
And this has been Did You Know with Kelly. Do 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 do.
Is that my song, my theme song? It kind of sounded like the McDonald's song, so I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Did you know with Kelly? Yeah, that was your theme song. All right, so let's get the whole reason you're here. The people are here. They're here to hear. They're here to hear reviews. The most magical reviews we found today, right? So
magical.
So magical. These are so magical. I've been trying to work on a new what's the word I'm looking for? A new accent. That's the word I was looking for. A new accent, but it's not ready to debut yet. So I'm gonna have to save that for a couple weeks, I think. I wanna make sure that it is perfect.
So I'm not gonna be podcasting with Dobby today?
No Dobby today. No Dobby today. Unless one of these just lends itself in the middle of reading it. I feel like the Southern accent, it's gonna stay Southern. I'm sorry. I had several people like ask me, they're like, aren't you from Tennessee? Like, is that not just how you talk? And I'm like, no, that's not. I pride myself on not having like a serious, thick accent. Like, I worked very hard on that. Thank you very much. In my profession, I make radio commercials as well. I can't have a voice that sounds like this. Hey, y'all, come on down to Ray Ford Chevrolet. Like, come on. Good grief. Sorry to disappoint everyone. You'll just have to enjoy the fake accent, though. I take these accents from people in my family or people I went to high school with, just those kind of inspirations. So I'll go first.
You're a product of your raisin?
Yeah. I still will if I'm really tired, I'll let a word slip out that like blows someone's mind, like yins. Do you know what yins?
That's my favorite.
Is it? Yins. But you're from Alabama.
Josh and I say it to each other all the time.
You went to Alabama.
I'm not from Alabama.
You went to Alabama.
I'm from Texas.
Yeah, same thing.
Actually, I made some Canadians mad a few weeks ago.
How's that?
Because I didn't have an accent being from Texas.
But like a Texas accent is
Sorry,
different.
Sorry, Canadians. Oh, yeah. The Texas accent is very specific. Well, it depends on what part you're from, but...
Yeah.
But both my parents are from the Midwest, so every now and then I have like a, oh gosh, that comes out.
Oh, yeah.
That's when I get made fun of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yuns is one of those, like, specifically the area in Tennessee, East Tennessee, like, rural, very rural. My high school, I graduated with 90 people in my high school. So, like, we had a stoplight. We had a Hardee's or Carl's. It's a same thing as Carl's Jr.'s for you guys on the West Coast. Like, very, very small. But yuns will come out of my mouth every once in a while. And Crystal will look at me like, what did you just say? Yuns? And I'm like, yeah, y'all is 3 or more. Yuns is like 2 people. Yuns. Not
so
Ewans.
bizarre.
Not Ewans. Yuns. All right, and that has been your dialect moment. So let's get into these reviews. Anyone that was listening to this has just stopped and like unsubscribed at this point. Okay, So this one is titled Hall of Presidents. The S is separate from the president. There's no apostrophe, just Hall of Presidents. All right, here we go. The Hall of Presidents. You have President Trump dressed sloppy. His tie needs to be corrected. You need to put a full Windsor knot in his tie, not a half Windsor, and his tie should be red. Let me read that again. The Hall of Presidents.
That's the review?
You have the Hall of Presidents. You have President Trump dressed sloppy. His tie needs to be corrected. You need to put a full Windsor knot in his tie, not a half Windsor knot, and his tie should be red. President Trump, is that you?
Is that the review for Walt Disney World?
Yes, Walt Disney World, Hall of Presidents.
That's the review. Mm-hmm. They gave Walt Disney World, like, as a whole, that review.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. How dare
That's
they
incredible.
not have a full Windsor knot?
How many stars?
How dare they? It's not one of the sites that you can put stars. It's just a place where you just voice your concerns. But how dare they?
Wow. Their vacation must have been ruined. I know I am off put by half Windsor knots.
I mean, don't you just lose a little respect for somebody if they don't have a full Windsor knot tie?
Full disclosure, I have no idea what different tie knots even look like. So
okay, so you've seen like those really thick tie knots, like those really like full, thick looking ones, like that's a full Windsor.
I thought it was just dependent on the tie. Like if you're wearing, like, you know how ties have different like widths or whatever.
Well, like you don't want to do a full Windsor. You don't want to do like a full Windsor necessarily with like the thin ties, really. I mean, because
this is all gibberish to me.
Like,
this is why Josh never wears ties.
I wear a tie to a funeral if I have to, and to a wedding if I have to. I have one suit. It is my funeral suit.
And your wedding suit?
And my wedding suit, yes, all together.
It's just your life suit.
Yeah, because like I just don't wear suits. Like I don't need to. Like that's just not my thing. I just don't.
Josh doesn't have to wear suits, but he collects them anyway.
From like, Goodwill. Off of dead bodies from funeral homes.
My wallet can tell you that that's definitely not the case.
I mean, I wish I was that
Unfortunately, that was not a brag. That was a me saying, ouch, to my wallet.
I wish I was the dude that loved wearing suits. That like, you know, like back in the day, like people wore suits and men wore suits like on airplanes. Like they wore suits everywhere. Like if they were going
to Disneyland.
Yeah, they did. To Disneyland, they wore a suit.
Yeah.
Like that's I grew up in the wrong era. Honestly, like I should have grown up in the 50s. Like 40s, 50s. Like I love that era in like the way like the dress was and television and all of that. Like, I love that era. But today I'm like, you know what? I could look nice to work, or I could just wear jeans and a t-shirt. I'm going to wear jeans and a t-shirt. I don't know. That's just me. Like, I love Dick Van Dyke, right? Dick Van Dyke, we can all agree, is like one of the greatest comedic actors of all time. Physical comedic actors. Like the Dick Van Dyke Show, I watch it every single night before I go to bed. Every single night. Because it is freaking hilarious. Hilarious. Amazing. And Mary Tyler Moore is hot. I'm saying it.
Whoa.
She is.
It's out there.
It's out there. Okay, anyways, go ahead. Your turn.
Oh, the reviews. I was like, with what?
Yeah, your turn. To talk about Mary Tyler Moore.
What era would I want to be born in?
Yeah, what era would you like to be born in?
I have no clue.
80s.
I'm a big 80s fan.
I knew it.
I wish I had been an adult in the 80s. Yeah.
I knew it.
Did you say that before I said it?
I did.
You just knew? Yeah.
I just knew it. Yeah.
My dark soul is really into the 80s pop scene, so.
Well, I mean, the 80s is pretty cool. The 80s, 90s would be really cool to be an adult during.
Right.
I mean, sure, you had the whole, like, gas crisis and Cold War thing, but, like, did we literally think, like, that was actually going to happen? Like, come on. That was a pretty sweet time to be alive. Anyways, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I would think so. I also really like jazz, so maybe the 20s. But
I love jazz music.
Anyway.
Go ahead.
Back to reviews. Pretty hot 1-star coming at you.
Oh, boy. Hold on.
And also very few periods, mostly commas, so that makes it fun.
Perfect.
Way too many people, long line, at least an hour and a half wait in the heat. 100 degrees the day we went for a ride. Went to Magic Kingdom first, never seen any characters walking around. Spent $80 on 7 hot dogs and 7 bottles of water. I would suggest anywhere but her for a vacation. It's not relaxing or fun at all. Also, bought Fast Pass. Waste of money. Waste, like your stomach. Waste of money. You only get 3 rides at first, but all the good ones are already taken, so don't waste your money. You get a magic wristband when you stay at the resort, also a pain in the butt. That is your room key, your park pass, and can use to buy things. They fall off easily, $15 to replace, and out of 7, only 3 worked right. Then it's more long lines in the heat to get them fixed. 1 star.
Wow, those magic armbands.
Yeah.
Wow. $70 for 7 waters and 7 hot dogs. That's actually not too bad. I was thinking like, okay, 7. So water's like $3.50 times 7. So you're like in like that, what is that, like $30? And then 7 hot dogs, that's like $6, $7 a piece. That's not.
I mean, really, you just spent. Okay, so they actually said $80, but you just spent $80 to feed a basically full meal to 7 people. That's kind of impressive.
$10 a person almost, like 7, like that's pretty. That's like normal outside of Disney pricing.
Pretty close, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can find cheaper elsewhere.
Well, yeah,
but
like Cookout,
but like not very. Yeah, I was about to say Cookout, but.
Yeah, that's but dang it, Disney again, that heat. Like, why can they not figure out how to control the weather? Like,
not sure, man.
Jeez, idiots at Disney. What are they even doing over there? All right, this review is not like funny. It's more so of me saying, "Yes, you go, girl," with this review.
Ooh.
Here we go. The title is Scooters. Scooters have gotten. Oh,
I'm so pumped.
I'm trying to figure out what kind of accent I should use for this. Oh my gosh! I'm thinking I'm going to use like the Valley Girl. Okay, scooters have gotten totally out of control at Disney World, Florida. I'm glad they said Disney World, Florida, as opposed to like the other Disney Worlds. These people riding them have no physical need for them, and they hog up the buses when leaving the parks. It bad.
It bad.
It bad. Okay, so yes, scooters are every time we go to Disney World, I tell Krista, you know what? If I die on this trip, it's going to be because I got ran over by a scooter. People have gotten really hurt by people on scooters. Like, I get that. Scooters, they're hard to control if you've ever driven one. So we're going in November, and my father is going to have to use one of these scooters. And we're not going to use one of the Disney ones. We're going to rent one from one of the outside vendors. But he has to because he had leg cancer. That's a really, like, easy way to say it. But he can't walk a whole lot because of it. So he has to use one of these. So, like, I have this empathy toward people who have to ride the scooters and do the bus thing. Now, what pisses me off, and I'm sorry for my language, it's very harsh, I know. What ticks me off about scooters with the buses is when the person drives, it's the end of the night, the person drives the scooter on to the bus first, which is totally understandable. Then they get off the scooter and take a seat.
And sit in another chair. Yes.
Stay.
It already has a seat.
On your flippin' scooter. Stay on it.
I agree with
Leave that seat for someone else to get on the bus to sit down.
Yeah.
That is
Amen.
the worst. That is the worst. Now, I think they should. It bad, Kelly. It's so bad. It's so bad. I do think they need to, like, show the person how to use the scooter, not just, like, give them the scooter willy-nilly. Like, here you go. Here's the key to the scooter. Go run over someone's kid. Or run over someone's ankle. Like, here's how to use the scooter.
Like the descriptions on the rides, those little pictures of keep all your hands, feet, arms, and legs inside or whatever. Put those up. Yeah. Like, don't
I've seen a kid
people.
get ran over by a scooter. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I saw a kid get ran over by a scooter because the woman, you've seen those videos on, like, America's Funniest Home Videos where the person's, like, driving the motorcycle or the dirt bike, and it's the handle where you twist the handle and it causes it to go. And they don't,
doesn't have power steering.
They don't just let go of the handle. Like, you just let go of the handle, it'll stop. Like, people on the scooters, they don't know to just, like, let go of the button or whatever, and it'll stop. Like, I've seen a kid got ran over. It bad. Like, it was brutal. But, like, people need
working
them.
there around them is horrible.
I think there needs to be.
They're also
they
so
need to
quiet.
be able to show. Yeah, you don't know they're coming, and they go in packs. It's like a gang,
quiet.
a motorcycle gang. It bad.
Yeah.
It bad. It bad. Bad. But they do. I feel like they need to be more selective. They can't just. I don't think they should just give them to everyone. They need to have, like, I don't know. Like, it's hard to distinguish. I know, like, that's a very, like, fine line to walk. But there's got to be some way to, like, I don't know. Because you see people get on the. I think my biggest thing is, like, at night when you're waiting on the bus to go back to the resort and they roll up on their scooter. And they get off of it and let the bus driver put it on the bus. And they're just, like, running onto the bus. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me, dude? Like, however, like, if you saw my dad walk, you wouldn't think he needed a scooter, too. So, like, I have a little empathy, a little bit more than I used to, but still, like, it bad. It bad. All right. Kelly, next, your review. Is this a real review unlike my last one?
Yes. I don't know what a real review means.
Like, that wasn't really a review. That was more of just, like, a opportunity for me to
just
complain about scooters. Yeah.
Nah, this one's real.
Okay, fabulous.
These, like, yeah. I'm trying to think of a good accent for this. What do people in San Diego sound like?
Like,
do they have an
normal.
accent?
No, I don't think they
San
do.
Diegoans.
San Diego, named after an old wooden ship.
Don't continue that line. Okay. I'm from San Diego, and I flew all the way down to visit the Disney World in Orlando since I never visited before. I'm blaming myself to purchase the ticket for both parks, which make me mad. Most of the staff have a strange attitude. They think they are something and they are nothing, and they are not helpful at all and moody.
Wow.
They are nothing.
They are nothing. It bad.
I really like that comment. They think they are something and they are nothing. I want to know. I want to see these situations. Like, I wish I could go back in time and like watch these people interact in the park just to see what it is they either think they witnessed or did actually witness. Most of the time, I think it's they think they witnessed it. Like the cocaine in the bathroom incident, or I'm sorry, smoking or snorting something in the bathroom incident.
Yeah,
oh man, those things. There's just no way. But anyway, they think they are something and they are nothing.
They're nothing.
What a statement.
Wow. What a statement indeed. This one does have to read normal because I don't think this has an accent. All right, this is a longer one. I understand and respect non-smokers, but smoking is not a crime. I believe it could be a health hazard, but so is the processed and chemical-induced food that we eat and feed our children. The food that the FDA approves citizens to eat will kill you faster than smoking. Think about it. The FDA lets you eat GMO foods in the U.S. They haven't done a bleep thing about it. Where are all you non-smoking activists on the food that is killing your family? Designated smoking areas should be allowed on Disney property. You are taking our rights away also, and we are paying to take our families and spend thousands of dollars on your properties. Well, Disney, goodbye. ... And there will be many more like me. I'm here today and now for the last time. Thanks for your appreciation of my money for over 30 years and 2 generations. Personally, like, if you smoke, that's fine. Like, I'm not here to judge you for smoking. But don't make me get lung cancer because you choose to smoke cigarettes.
It's not even just that. So, like, I worked at Animal Kingdom. That was my home park. There are literally animals everywhere in that park. So anybody, like, I would constantly find people smoking over by the bathrooms in Pandora. Mm-hmm. If you go 5 feet behind them, there's an anteater right there. Mm. Like, you can't do that to the animals or the other people. It makes me frustrated. Yeah. Plus, they're not completely banned from smoking there. They're banned from smoking inside of the parks. So I'm sorry.
You can smoke at your resort.
Go outside of the parks. Yeah, you can smoke at the resort. Mm-hmm. You can smoke outside of the parks.
Yeah.
It's not convenient for you, but it's not convenient for everyone else to have to smell it either.
Exactly. I acknowledge your right to be able to smoke in areas and in places that you're allowed to do so. Like, right. That's your right.
But Disney
to do
World
that.
Is private property.
Correct.
So there too, they have every right to ask you not to do that.
And I have no, like, for personally, like, I don't smoke. I've never smoked. Like, I just don't. And smoke literally makes me nauseous and makes me, like, cough. Like, I feel like I have some type of allergy to it because every time my eyes get real runny and, like, it just is not good. And so I have no problem. Anytime we're around anyone who's smoking, anytime we leave a Tennessee football game, someone inevitably is, like, lighting up a cigarette in a huge crowd of people as we're walking behind them. Yeah. And I have no shame saying, smells like lung cancer out here. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I choose not to smoke because it is proven to cause lung cancer. It specifically says that. Like, it says it on the thing that you're ingesting in your body. You will get lung cancer if you use this product. Like, I'm sorry. This isn't like Mad Men. We're not in the 1960s or anything like that. Like, it just be like, this person's trying to compare it to food that will kill us. And I'm sorry, I don't think me eating a cheeseburger every day is going to kill me faster than you smoking 2 packs of cigarettes every day. I bet I'll live longer and I'll be able to breathe. I'm sorry, that's just me.
I mean, no.
People are pissed. People are going to be mad about that, but I don't care. I don't care.
My opinion, as far as I'll share it, is if a private location tells you you're not allowed to do it there, that's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend your money there. You don't have to go there.
No.
But they have every right. They have every right to insist that you not do it there.
It's like someone coming to your house, Kelly, and smoking, and you being like, sorry, you can't smoke here. And then them getting mad at you because you don't want them to smoke inside your house.
Right.
And blaming you and saying, well, the food in your fridge is going to make you die faster than me smoking the cigarettes. How dare you prevent me from smoking in your house that you own? That's your private property. Anyways, sorry.
But then if I go to their house and trash the place, I don't think they'd really appreciate that either.
No.
So
No. And would this person mind if you took food with GMO foods into their home and started eating? Would they be offended? No, probably not. Anyways, sorry.
We're getting so far away from Disney. Today's a rant day, huh?
Obviously.
We're just going to talk about everything.
Oh, yeah. Next for you.
Okay. This is another 1 star. Yeah. The happiest place on earth is not so happy. It's bad. The rides are so little and the wait times are long. The staff are barely helpful. The Fast Pass is a scam. They milk you for money. Let's start with the staff. The staff won't help very well. They hardly know how to do their job. Now the lines are long and the wait time, it says, is a lie. I was on the hotel drop and it took 3 hours and it said on 100 minutes or 1 hour 40 minutes. Now the tickets cost so much compared to what you get. The Fast Pass take up most of the time. Yes, they pay more and they have the Fast Pass, but the balance from how many go from which line is bad. 10 Fast Pass to 4 regular passes. I don't recommend coming here. Go to Universal. It's better and it's air conditioned and it's family friendly. If I could rate 0 stars, I would. Don't come here. P.S. There is no AC here. Kids will cry.
There's AC there.
There are so many buildings that you can just walk into.
I walk through buildings. I walk through all the buildings on Main Street to get air conditioning.
Yeah. That's
so stupid.
Same.
People are dumb. Gosh, I hate people sometimes. Just some... This is just... It's not even funny. It's just making me mad. These are just making me mad.
Today's not the day for rage reviews.
No, I don't think so. All right, this is my last one. It is called Stand By, B-U-Y, lines.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's stand by lines. So you're buying lines at a stand, apparently.
Nice.
Here we go. We were in a line at Pirates of Carb for over 90 men. Why the Fast Pass people blew, B-L-E-W, through T-H-R-U. When we got to the front of the, we noticed that for every 100 people with Fast Pass, only 10 people in standby got on the ride. No wonder the 90-minute wait. When I asked the guy running the ride why he let so many FP people, we were told that's Disney order. That's Disney order? Empty Fast Pass line before standby line. Spent 8 hours only to get on 5 rides. Will never return to Disney. So this person's saying 100 people with Fast Pass.
Yeah,
for every
I was about
10.
to say. They don't. Okay.
Instead of 10 for every 4. I don't know what the Pirates of Carb is, but it sounds delicious. That is an interesting... I get it. If you're in the standby line, it sucks. Especially if you get in and it says one time, and then by the time you get to the ride, it's been extended. I get that. But the fact when you get in line, they tell you, hey, the time to get on the ride may change. Like the wait time may change as you're in line. Like that's a known thing. They tell you that.
And it's an estimated wait time to begin with.
Yeah, it's totally estimated. And I can't believe that you only rode 5 rides in 8 hours. That's really tough to believe.
That sounds like a personal, like you did something wrong.
And I think a lot of these come back to the fact that people don't plan ahead of time. They don't understand how fast passes work, or how, they don't research into finding out the best time of the day to ride certain rides, or getting there early or staying late, that kind of stuff. For me and Krista, if we wanted to go to Dollywood, which is like close, and you and Josh went with us to Dollywood, you just go. You don't have to plan anything. You just go and show up. Disney, though, 10 years ago, you could just go and show up, and that's fine. But nowadays, you can't do that. You have to plan out your day. You have to research. If you want to make the most of your time and the thousands of dollars you're spending, you have to plan and research. You have to.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to do it, let someone else do it for you and hire a travel agent.
Yep. And honestly, like, I know a lot of people complain about having not so great experiences with cast members, but ask for help. Like, don't just like shove a problem at a cast member and start yelling at them.
That's what I was
Ask
going to say.
for help.
How are you approaching the cast member?
Yeah. Well, the number of times that people would ask me, like, what's the best day or what's the best way I can plan my day? Or like, how should we do this park? Like, I loved answering those questions personally. I can't say that for every cast member, but like, there are people who are absolutely willing to help you if you're asking for help. And if they can't help you, they know exactly who can and can direct you that way. But just like any other human being, if you approach someone not like a human being, they're probably not going to be willing to help.
Yeah, exactly.
So so much of it goes back to just like you said,
Google
planning. And if you don't know how to plan, get help.
If only there was some kind of website you could go to and like put in a question, and then like find things online, call it Google maybe, if there was only some way. I mean, I help friends plan their trips, and I'm not a travel agent, and I don't think I would ever be, because I think that would take the fun out of it. But like, I help close friends, and I schedule their fast passes for them, and we plan every second of their day and tell them where to be, when they need to be there to find special characters, and when to ride this ride and that stuff. And they come back. Like, I have a friend who swore that he would never take his family to Disney again. He went 10 years ago. He swore he would never go again because he had such a miserable experience. He was going to take his granddaughter back for the first time, and I and Krista planned their entire trip for them, scheduled the reservations for their dining, their fast passes, everything. They texted us throughout the day, like, where do I need to go for this? Where do I need to go for that? They literally came back and said it was the greatest trip they've ever had. And you know why? Because they asked someone who knows what to do.
Yeah.
It's not, and if you don't have that access, YouTube. There's thousands of vloggers that show you how to do things and the best times to do this and the best times to do that and all that jazz. So there's really no excuse, but you have to plan. All right. That was my last one. What about, do you have one more? Are you done?
Nope. That was my last one too. Yeah.
Oh, rip. Okay. Well,
R.I.P.
This has been like a venting session. We've talked about Disney World for about 10 seconds. It's been a great episode, in my opinion. It's been really good, really productive.
Would you like another Haunted Mansion fact, just to like?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's end it. In there. Here's an extra little "Did you know?" with Kelly. Did you know?
So the pressure sensor mats I mentioned earlier. So one of the funny things about those is, and this is like, maybe this is a slightly sensitive subject, but there's been an ongoing sort of conspiracy of people trying to steal the Madame Leota ball. And part of the problem with that, not that I'm encouraging during this, but part of the problem with that is the Madame Leota ball in particular, the mechanism used to project the face in it is a Disney proprietary technology. So like whatever goes into Madame Leota specifically, you can't do that anywhere else. Like it's a patented thing. And the attempts to steal the Madame Leota ball occur frequently, so frequently that they've actually updated the mechanism for it. So those pressure sensor mats go all along the ride like track. They're all over it. If you get out of that car, you're setting up a pressure mat or setting off a pressure mat, and it emergency stops the whole ride. Some of the most frequently touched mats are in the Madame Leota room from people trying to get out to steal the ball. And when those pressure sensor mats are set off, the ball actually rises into the ceiling and is locked up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That is crazy.
They take her very seriously.
Now I just want to get out of the doom buggy just because.
No. You'll be kicked out of the park.
Oh.
It's a pretty big deal. Yeah.
That's sad. It just doesn't occur to me.
It takes
to steal
forever
something.
too. The whole process for them like figuring that out is crazy. Those poor cast members. So like, I won't give away too much about how like the inside works, but when it stops, basically a cast member has to go in there immediately and ask every single car like what happened, who got out, what did you see, kind of thing. And then they have to let a manager know exactly who got out. And when they get to the end of the ride, they're escorted out of the park.
Wow. I mean, sure they have cameras, right? I mean, they got cameras all over the place too. Which they have cameras, and even when it's dark, they have cameras just letting you know. People take that for what it's worth. Yeah. Especially on the People Mover, there are cameras
everywhere. Even when you think it's pitch black,
it's not.
They can still see you.
They see everything.
Everything.
They're watching.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Always watching. So that's going to do it for this episode.
Yeah.
Weird, crazy episode of the Walt's World Podcast. Day. We talked Costco versus Sam's. We talked Haunted Mansion stuff. We talked Disney reviews / angry John and Kelly being angry about things. It's been a very productive evening.
I think you were more negative than I was today.
I was. That's weird. That's so weird. It's weird.
It's crazy.
And we talked Star Wars land theming too. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, Kelly, have a great time on your trip to Disneyland. I'm so jealous. And I want to stow away in your luggage.
You can follow along on our story on Instagram.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Story on Instagram. Do that.
There will be lots of Josh dancing.
Well, that's all I need in my life, honestly, is Josh Campbell dancing. Just a GIF. I want a GIF. A Josh Campbell GIF is what I need. Make that happen for me.
Wait, I actually have one that I'm going to send to you right now.
Fabulous. Please do that. Yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show and this episode of the Walt's World Podcast. Head over to iTunes. Leave us a review. That's the best way that people can find our podcast and get the word out that way. Next week, we will definitely read your reviews on the show 100%. There are some cool reviews that we want to read and make sure you guys get props for leaving us a good review. Head over to Instagram and follow us and comment on all of our things and love all of our stuff at Walt's World Podcast on Instagram. You can follow Kelly and her husband Josh's mini adventures, Campbell's on Coasters on Instagram, and you can follow my wife Krista and I's adventures, Living at Disney on Instagram as well. You've got questions for us, comments, concerns, grievances you want to air, head over to and email us waltzworldpodcast@gmail.com. We never check that email, but please send us your grievances. We'll do our due diligence to reply to those as soon as possible. Anyways, that's going to do it for this episode. We hope you guys had a great time, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.